Hello guys, what is going on? Welcome back to another video, and if you guys are new, please remember to like and subscribe. It really helps out the channel. And today we will be looking at a Lost March deck. Definitely one of the decks that have seen some play in Japan after Rebel Clash released. Definitely a deck to look out for, to look at. It has some potential, and this is a very unique Japanese list we're playing today. It's the exact list. So yeah, let's get into it. So basically, a Lost March deck, if you guys don't know, focuses around the attack Lost March. This attack does 20 damage for each of your Pokemon except Prism Star Pokemon in the Lost Zone. So using Skiploom's ability Floral Path to the Sky, once during your turn, you may search your deck for a Jumpluff. Put this Pokemon and all cards attached to it in the Lost Zone. Put that Jumpluff in its place. So the basic goal is to get out all your Hoppips into one place, onto your bench, turn one, as much of them as you can. Evolve into Skiploom the following turn, and then swing with Lost March. An interesting engine we play is Cottony, who also has the Lost March ability. The Lost March attack. So it's an extra attacker, and we can attack with Twin Energy. And we use Whimsicott, and we play the Whimsicott engine using the ability Prowl. So when we evolve Cottony into Whimsicott, we can search our deck for any card and put it into our hand. This is a crucial player in this deck. It's a very effective ability, and it's a very good engine. We play 4 Trumbeak like any other Lost March deck. We play one of Eldegoss to recover any supporter that we want. It's pretty useful. We play one of Fion in case we run into something like Mill, which hasn't been so popular on ladder from my experience, but it's definitely something to watch out for. And we play 4 Emolga. The Emolga line, I'm not sure how I really feel about this. I've done some testing. It's very questionable. You can definitely cut the Emolgas for something like Pokegears in my opinion, but I wanted to show the original list. So we are playing the Emolga engine. And we play one of Oricorio. In my opinion, every Lost March deck should play Oricorio. Lost March desperately needs a solid draw engine, and Oricorio is the secret or the way to do it, because the Dance of Tribute, once your Pokemon is knocked out, you get to draw 3 cards. Super good ability. It's like Zacian, but your turn doesn't end, and it's super powerful. So Oricorio is definitely must-have in any Lost March deck, in my opinion. And 4 communication is also necessary for any Lost March deck, because a lot of times you will end up with the Jumpluff in your hand. So in any Lost March deck, you need to play 4 communication. 4 Lost Splendor is also essential. We play 30 Pokemon, so Lost Splendor is more effective. And what's better than doing more damage and drawing a card at the same time? So Lost Splendor, 4 of is a definite need. We play 4 of Evolution Incense to search out our Whimsicotts, Skiplooms, Trumbeaks, whatever you need. 1 of Netball to search out the energy, or a Hoppip. Could play more Netballs, but not really necessary. We play 3 Scoop Up Nets to reuse the Whimsicott's Prowl ability. It's like chaining attacks, and it's also useful if you ever get stuck with something you don't want in the active, like a Cottony, and you want to attack with a Hoppip. You can use Scoop Up Net. Super useful there. 1 of Boss's Orders. You don't need to. We play Eldegoss for this reason, to recover Boss's Order. 2 of Diantha, because we do want to attack using Cottony. We can put any 2 cards from our discard pile into your hand. This can be Twin Energy, this can be another Cottony, this can be a Lost Splendor. Diantha is super powerful in this deck, and for this reason we do play 2. We play 4 of Elm's Lecture to search out our basics, and Skiplooms and stuff like that. Definitely want to use this in the early game as soon as possible. We play 1 of Research just in case we ever get stuck. We can use Whimsicott's ability to search it out and draw more cards. 1 of Research is definitely necessary, and we play 4 twin energy, and 2 grass energy. Super low on energy counts, but it has been working out. More times than not, our jump fluff is more of an way to power up our attacks, and our Cottony is more of our attacker. We don't play Natus because Mewtwo's not super popular anymore. And that's the list, and let's just get into some games. So hopping into our first game against Don Peter, we're going to call the coin flip, and we do win the coin flip. So normally with this deck, we do want to go second because we do play the Elms engine, and getting Elms turn 1 super crucial, and this is a pretty strong starting hand. We are missing a Whimsicott, which would definitely be more than optimal for us, but we do have a Lost Blender starting hand. This hand's not terrible. So yeah, let's see what our opponent is playing. And one thing about this deck that's super good is that Cottony hits ADP for weakness, and it looks like we are playing against, I was gonna say Dark Box, but with the Hustle Belt, that's pretty questionable. So they get rid of a rare candy, always good for us to see. There's a Jirachi and a pass from our opponent. So here we will start off with the Nuzlocke Gathering. We prized 1 Emolga, that is something to note. We prized 1 Cottony. We have the full line of Hoppip, Skiploom, and Jumpluff here. That's pretty good. Both 2 prizers are here. We prized a Diantha, 2 communications. That's super bad for us, but you know, it's fine. So here we will get an Emolga. We will play an Elm to get out our Hoppips. So 3 Hoppips feels pretty good. The chances of our opponent knocking us out next turn are pretty high, unfortunately, but we're gonna have to roll with it. So here we're gonna bench 3 Hoppip. We're gonna bench the Cottony. I guess we can Lost Blender this turn. Don't really see any reason not to. So we will get rid of Jumpluff. It's fine because we only really need 3. It's fine. So here we do draw a Fion. That's pretty good, but do we really want to use it to hopefully ensure that they don't attack next turn? I feel like it's worth the risk right now because our board state is not really good. So we're going to try to force up something. See what our opponent brings up. I would bring up the Jirachi if I was them, because there's no way we can knock it out this turn. So let's see what our opponent decides to do. They do bring up the Jirachi, and we will just pass to our opponent. Pretty strong start from us, but this following up turn does not look that good. There's a rare candy from our opponent going to evolve into that Incineroar GX. And there's the Scar Charge attack. Hustle Belt and Dark Box, I don't really like it because Greninja Zora will usually get 1 shot or 2 shot. So, and getting 2 shot, you're not usually left with 30 health or less. I'm not sure how I really feel about Hustle Belt. But in this matchup, it's not relevant for our opponent. So let's see if they manage to get the switch. There's an Erica's that can get them a switch. They're drawing 5 cards, pretty strong for our opponent. There's a Spiritomb. That's why they play the Hustle Belt. Okay, that makes sense. There's Building Spike. This is a super interesting dark. And there's the pass. So the Whimsicott, definitely the right play from us. There is a Skiploom for us. Here we will Nuzlocke Gathering, thin out the last Emolga, and here we can actually knock out our opponent's Jirachi. I'm perfectly fine with that. Definitely feels like the right play right now, because we're gonna have to go through this most likely. So basically, we can knock out this, and knock out this, and that will be 6 prizes. But we will probably have to go through a Spiritomb. So that's fine. So here we will attach Grass to Jumpluff and knock out the Jirachi. Pretty good for us that they whiffed the switch. Definitely optimal for us. So here we do draw a Cottony from our prizes. Not what we were looking for, unfortunately. This can happen sometimes with this deck. We do brick every once in a while. I was hoping that would have been the communications because we're gonna get knocked out this turn, and then we could have drew 3 with Oricorio, which is in the deck. So pretty unfortunate for us, but it's fine. We're hitting 120 damage turn 2, which is definitely pretty good for us. Our opponent, there's a Lana's Fishing Rod, definitely something you don't see that often in Dark Box. There's a Cynthia. Too bad they didn't Marnie. It's fine. So they bench an Absol. That's unfortunate. But it's fine. We can promote Jumpluff. It has free retreat nonetheless. So I don't really know how I feel about them benching Absol. It doesn't really play much of a factor in this matchup because Jumpluff does have free retreat, to say the very least. So here we will probably be attacking with Cottony and hoping to draw into something. So here we're hoping for a top deck. Probably Oricorio Communication, some form of Pokemon Search. There's an Eldegoss. I guess we have to play it because we need to thin out the deck right here, right now. So here we will thin out this, and Cottony. Feels fine. No reason to bench this Hoppip. We can use that for Lost Blender fodder because our other Jumpluff is in the discard pile right now. So here we will bench another Cottony, attach double colorless to Cottony, and attack for 160. So if we top deck an energy, we can knock them out, which would be super good for us. So if they bosses orders, that would definitely be a misplay on our Eldegoss right now because we have an attacker, and if they know Lost March at all, they know that finding energy is something that's not too easy for us. So there's a switch from our opponent going into the Incineroar. That's fine with me. There's a Judge. Thank goodness. Our opponent is hopefully going to help us out now. And this hand's definitely looking a lot better than the next one. We can Evolution Incense for the Whimsicott, and there's another Evolution Incense, so we can get another Trumbeak, and we can go for the research. So I don't know why our opponent's not playing Marnie. Definitely the better Judge, in my opinion, but I'm not complaining at all. So we're gonna grab the Whimsicott here. Definitely feels fine. Our research is prized, actually. Oh no, that's not good. So we're gonna take the Whimsicott here. How much are we hitting for? 160. Let me see. Okay, I can't see the bin, the lost zone, but that's okay. So here we will take the Whimsicott. It's fine. Here we can Trumbeak first. We're gonna do that. There's a Cherish Ball. They're gonna top deck that next turn. That's fine. Too bad we priced our research. That really sucks. So we will take the Whimsicott here. We will go for the do we go for the Oricorio or do we go for the Grass Energy? What do we go for? The timer is really getting to me right now. I guess we take the Oricorio, let them knock out an Emolga, I guess. That feels fine. We can't one-shot this turn, right? They're 20, 40, 60, 80, 5, 8, 9, 180. We can only hit them for 200. So this timer is really annoying. So here we will bench Oricorio, draw some cards, see what this can get us. There's an Elms, there is the Trumbeak. Oh no, we had Trumbeak. Yeah, we got the Trumbeak. Here we can play Elms to thin the deck if there's, okay, that's pretty good. We thin the deck of a lot of cards, and here we will just promote the Emolga, let them knock it out, and we're sitting in a pretty good spot. The reason we can do this is because we're a one prizer deck, and we can favorably exchange prize cards with our opponent. So yeah, pretty good for us. 20, 40. So right now we're hitting 200 damage. There's just the attack from our opponent. So this turn we will most likely be knocking, yeah, we will be knocking them out because we have another Trumbeak in the deck, and here we are sitting in a really good spot. Um, so here we will take the Trumbeak, and we do manage to get rid of Cynthia. That's super good for us. Definitely what we want to do. We definitely want to hit all of these mountain passes. There's a rare candy that they're going to top deck. Pretty useless for them, which is good for us. We will Dance of Tribute, draw some more cards. Looking for a Lost Blunder. There's a Lost Blunder. Super good for us. So here we will get rid of the Emolga and the Hoppip. And now we are really just cruising at this point. So here, something that we can actually do, we can bench the Cottony, attach to the Cottony. We can scoop up the Jumpluff, bench the Cottony, and we can search for how much Cottony are we down? 3, 4. Oh no, we're down all of our Cottony, but that's sort of a misplay on my part, I guess. I was thinking that we could go for the boss's order grab using the Whimsicott. I guess it's fine because we can hopefully draw into Grass Energy using Dance of Tribute, so it's fine. So basically here, we need to find boss's order as soon as possible. There's Emolga, pretty useless, and there's a communication. No, we should have scooped up Net the Whimsicott. That's a misplay on my part. Okay, bad play on my end. But hopefully here we don't get punished for that. They're building some more spite. There's a Pokemon catcher from our opponent. It hits heads. They're going to bring up the Oricorio, but that's perfect. That actually works out really well for us. There's a Team Yellgrunt from our opponent. That's fine, I suppose. We're just going to attach it back. Okay, so this is looking super good for us. They're going to knock out the Oricorio, but we do have the Whimsicott in hand to find the boss's orders and bring up the Greninja and Zoroark for game. And because they played the Team Yellgrunt, they do not have another supporter for this turn, meaning they cannot judge us or Marnie us, and we will be taking a dub against this wacky Dark Box list. Not even Dark Box, just straight up Greninja, Zoroark, and Incineroar. Definitely not the greatest deck of all time, but neither is Lost March, to say the very least. So here we will go get the boss's orders, and we know that it is not prized because we checked, and that will be the game. I'm feeling pretty good about this one. Definitely a good dub to have. I believe this game showed the power of playing 30 Pokemon using Lost Blunder and Whimsicott engine. And yeah, that's the first game, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Alright guys, so hopping into our next game against CP Havoc 11. Okay, they will be calling the coin flip. They do lose the coin flip, so we do want to go second. Pretty good for us, and here we do have a pretty strong starting hand. We have the turn 2 Whimsicott, which is definitely what we always want. So yeah. We're gonna leave the Hoppip in the active, and we are playing against an Inteleon deck. Okay, not the greatest of matchups, of course, but it's fine to say the very least. Thank goodness, we did not go first because they would have had a turn 1 snipe on our Hoppip, and that would have been super bad. Definitely would have set us back a lot. But to say the very least, there's a super scoop up. Okay. Bringing up the Jirachi, that's fine. So now we know they play the scoop up engine. Good. That sort of clunks up their deck. So they are trying to heal Inteleon, based on their list, using super scoop up. So I'm assuming they're playing Frostmoth. That would be my assumption. So here we will start off with the Elms. Definitely feels like the right thing to do. And here we will get out all the Hoppips. Yes. Okay, we have the researching deck. We prized one Twin Energy. Scoop up nuts are here. We prized one Lost Blunder. Oricorio's here. We prized one Jumpluff. we prize 2 Cottonies, and we prize 1 Emolga. It always feels like we prize 1 Emolga for some reason. Yeah, that's the feeling. So here, we will take the Emolga from the Nuzly Gathering. We will bench the Hoppips and the Cottony. I'm hoping they don't target our Cottony. I highly doubt they think they know about the Whimsicott engine, which is another positive about this deck. So what do we do here? So here we'll play Trumbeak. And we do get rid of that boss's orders. Super good for us. That's good news for us. We always want to get rid of a supporter using Trumbeak. And I think we're just going to hold on to this hand to say the very least. We're going to just pass over to our opponent. Feels fine with me. They'll probably knock out a Hoppip. Even if they don't, we can communication back in Emolga, go for the Oricorio grab. There's a training court. Okay, that's really good for us actually. That helps us chain our attacks. And because we actually don't play any stadium cards, we can't bump it. So we basically have unlimited grab. We basically have unlimited attacks using Jump Bluff. So good thing our opponent plays this card. Pretty good for us. So let's see if they decide to use go into Inteleon VMAX this turn. Not sure if they would. There's a switch from our opponent. But please do not target my Cottony. And there's a research from our opponent. Going to get rid of a big hand. Get rid of Malon Lana. We always want to see that. There's a Quick Ball. Okay. There's a Snom. So so this is a pretty creative deck from our opponent. I definitely like it. I'm playing Frostmoth, Inteleon VMAX, and Super Scoop Up. Pretty good. So let's see. And they do knock out our Hoppip as expected. Definitely not surprised by that decision. So here we will promote the Emolga. So here we start off with Nuzly Gathering. That's fine with me. We can no, we need to save the communication for the Oricorio. Okay, so here we will Evolution Incense for the Whimsicott. And here I'm thinking we go for another Elm, because we can swing into them pretty hard this turn. Definitely feels pretty good with me, to say the very least. So here we will grab another Elm. And we will use Elm to grab 2 Skiploom and a Hoppip. That's fine. So, and they have to knock out our Jump Bluff because it's the threat. So they should knock out our Jump Bluff this following turn. That would make the most sense to me. So hopefully our Whimsicott stays safe so we can reuse it using Super Scoop Up. So here we will communication back in the Emolga, and we will go for the Oricorio. And again, Oricorio super powerful in this deck, giving us the ability to draw a lot of cards, which is definitely what we want with this deck. So here we will be drawing cards. Another Trumbeak's not bad. They will top deck the Frostmoth. That is something to note. And it doesn't really matter if they Super Scoop Up. We are trying to build up to the one-hit knockout anyways. So, yeah. So, if they Super Scoop Up the active, it's fine. We will eventually be able to one-hit knock out them anyways. So, yeah. It's fine nonetheless. So, here they do evolve into the Frostmoth. There's the Capacious Bucket from our opponent. Okay. Definitely makes sense in the Frostmoth deck. There is the Training Court. And again, Training Court is going to help us a lot in this game. Would not be surprised if they Mallowed and Lana this turn, but again, it's fine. Lost March is not really affected by Inteleon's VMAX's energy disruption. So here there's the Super Scoop Up from our opponent. It hits heads, and again, it's perfectly fine with us, to say the very least. So here, there's and I'm sort of a fan of the deck our opponent is playing, just because I like the idea behind being able to heal Inteleon VMAX and buy yourself a couple of extra turns. What did they grab off of the? They grabbed the switch. Okay, there's the awkward report from our opponent. Definitely fine with us, and with the amount of draw power we have right now, we should be able to one-shot our opponent this turn. There's the boss's order top deck. Not gonna play that right now. So here we will Elms again. Gonna get out the remaining cards. The remaining 60 health Pokemon from our deck. Definitely looking for a Lost Blender right now. That would be super good for us. So we're currently here. We're hitting 160. So we can grab Lost Blender using Whimsicott, but I'd rather use Oricorio's Dance of Tribute right now to see if we hit it. We don't, but there's another Trumbeak. Let's see if we hit a supporter. No, there's a Mewtwo top deck from our opponent though. So here we will evolve into Whimsicott. Gonna go get that Lost Blender to ensure that we knock out our opponent. And as you can see, this deck is just really rolling once it gets set up. And here we will bench the Cottony, so if needed we can use another Whimsicott. We will use Training Court to recover the grass energy. And here we will knock out our opponent's Inteleon V using Lost March. So definitely strong turn from us. We added 100 damage. And next turn we can even just go grab another Lost Blender. And as you can see, the power of this deck, it's really showing right now. So ideally here we do want to hit some scoop up soon. Some scoop up nets. And again, once we run out of scoop up nets, Whimsicott becomes Lost Blender fodder. So that's definitely something good for us. There's a research grab from our opponent. Probably gonna play it. What sucks is that they can now snipe our bench. I just realized that using Inteleon VMAX, but they are down one. So let's see if they can hit it this turn. There's the Mallow and Lana grab from our opponent, and there's the research. So it is important. It is necessary that we need to get the one shot on our opponent. We need a one shot this. So let's hope they whiffed it, and they did whiff the switch. That is huge news for us. Okay, so here we can take a look at the deck using Nuzly Gathering. Let's see if we can pull off the boss's orders one shot this turn. I highly doubt it, but nothing's ever impossible. So here we can grab Lost Blender, but that's not gonna be enough. We're hitting 220, 3, 6, 9, 11, 220, 240, 260, 280, including the Trumbeak. So here we are a little bit short from being able to knock out our opponent. But what we can do is evolve into Whimsicott, go grab the Lost Blender, and this makes it so that our opponent can't one-shot our Cottony. They can only take out the Emolga, which is definitely pretty good for us. We don't mind them taking out the Emolga, to be honest. So here we will get rid of Jumpluff and Skiploom. That feels fine. Can we knock them out this turn? So 20, 40, 60, so 7, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15. So here we will be just short, I believe, of knocking out our opponent. Sort of unfortunate, but it's fine. I will Evolution Incense here. Gonna go grab the Trumbeak. Yeah, so we were just a little bit short from knocking out our opponent, but it's fine. So here we will see what their top deck is. It is going to be a Capacious Bucket. Fine with us. I don't see much reason to use Boss's Order right now. We have to go through another one prizer anyways, so it's fine right now. So here we will just Lost March our opponent for 280 damage. That's a lot of damage. So here there's the Lost Blender. Okay, that basically seals the deal for us. Unless they reset stamp us or something like that, we are sitting in the clear right now, because we can hopefully we can draw into a Pokemon using Dance of Tribute. That's my hope. So here they will max bullet us, and hopefully here we can seal the game using Lost March. So and there's the Eldegoss top deck, and we will be taking a dub against our opponent's Frostmoth and Inteleon VMAX deck using Lost March. That is definitely a good dub to have in my book, and that is going to be the video. I definitely think Lost March definitely pretty strong right now. Probably not tier 1, but definitely has some potential. And then thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe if you're new. And yeah, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Stay safe.